Hey there, it's Dr. Claw here with an overview of English 2130 for Fall 2019, Monsters in Early British Literature. This video will cover the course overview, policies, and just an overview of the assignments and everything. So I'll go into detail about the points and how to start your assignments in another video. Okay. So on your homepage, you will see an introductory video. So if you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and give it a watch. It introduces you to the concept of what we're doing in this class over the semester. You'll also see some helpful links to the syllabus and to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the syllabus and we'll come back to this page. So the course runs from August 21st through December 13th, but please note that this is the end of finals week and all classwork is due by December 6th, which is the last day of classes. I cannot accept any classwork after December 6th. You will complete your final exam during exam week, but that's the only work that I can accept. So do make sure that you are accounting for that and that you plan to get your assignments in by December 6th. And we'll talk more about scheduling and on Yellow Dig. Okay, office hours. So I live in Greenville, but I will come to campus one time a week so that you can take advantage of some face-to-face office hours with me. Generally, that will be Wednesdays from 8:45 to 11:45, or maybe 12:45. I've got to look back at my calendar. But anyway, if anything changes, I will let you know. And I will announce each week what my office hours are. You can also always schedule a video office hour with me. It's very simple to set up, and we can do it right through our Clemson Gmail account. So that's also an option for you if Wednesdays don't work for you. So what are we doing in this class? Why are we even talking about monsters? So our big questions are, why do monsters scare us? So what are the things about monsters that make them scary? And then what do different cultures classify as monstrous? And what can we learn from these classifications? So these big questions are asking us to kind of investigate what monsters stand for in our culture and in other cultures. So since we're reading early British literature, the things that they find monstrous might not seem monstrous to us. And of course, things that seem monstrous to us might not seem monstrous to them. So we're trying to understand what can we learn from the things that these cultures find monstrous. Mostly we'll be reading text from 1000 to 1900 CE. CE stands for Common Era and is the kind of new version of AD. So for instance, this is the year 2019 CE. All right, so we are going to look at monsters as a method of representation in order to kind of find our way into work that could be difficult. And so I do want to acknowledge that monsters aren't the only things that you'll see in these texts. There are lots of other ways that we can look at the text and interpret them, but we're using monsters as our lens for diving into these texts for the first time. We're going to work on seeing a big picture by tracking the emergence and development of the English language and its literature, so seeing how things change over the course of time. We're going to focus carefully on some key literary texts and some strategies for interpreting them. This will be close reading, and I'll talk lots about that over the term. And we're going to use comparative analysis to discover patterns in literatures of different cultures and time periods, including comparing some of this old literature to our own time period. And you'll find that in the current cultural connections assignment that I'll talk more about in the assignments video. Okay. So our goals are to engage with texts to help understand their cultures that produce them, analyze how texts communicate, and recognize how texts have an impact on their audiences. Write about these things in an organized and logical fashion using evidence and critical thinking, developing tools that you can use in that critical thinking. And this fulfills the following outcomes for arts and humanities communication critical thinking. So feel free to look more closely at those to get a good sense of kind of the overview of where our text is headed. All right, so your required materials. I do have a textbook for y'all at the bookstore, at the Clemson bookstore, and this is an anthology, and it's the 1-volume compact edition. So if you are ordering this from somewhere, use this ISBN. you want the 1-volume compact edition. There are lots of Broadview anthologies of British literature, and if you don't get the compact edition, then you could be getting something totally different that doesn't have all the text that we're looking at. If you buy it new from the bookstore, you will also get Mary Shelley's Frankenstein packaged for free with the anthology. And the anthology will also come with a little card on it that gives you access to some digital reading, so don't throw away the card if you have that. I also will provide some open educational resources, abbreviated as OER, linked in our readings table, which is also available right here. But it's in the syllabus also. You'll need some kind of computer for viewing the material and for working on Yellow Dig. You'll need the ability to listen to videos, so speakers or headphones or some kind of translation device. And then I highly recommend cloud-based storage. Clemson gives you 50 gigs with Box, unlimited gigs with Google Drive, and then I don't know how many Dropbox offers, but you should be able to back up everything on the cloud so that if your computer dies, you don't lose everything. And then I'll provide text and links and videos and that sort of thing through Yellow Dig primarily, occasionally through announcements. So I am finishing up some citations here, but a lot of them are here. I'm also, as you can see, when I copied everything from the Word document, it turned gray, but I felt like getting the information to you is more important than the formatting right now, so we are sticking with that. So basically, this class is going to be organized into a first unit where you have a firm due date, and then everything after that is really up to you in terms of choice. So I'm actually going to talk more about the assignments in a different video. I want to make sure that we get through policies and procedures and resources before we dive into that, because we could spend a lot of time on the assignments. So let's skip on down to our policies. So I have some tips. Number one, it might seem right now at the beginning of the term that you're trying to turn stuff in all over the place and it might seem very confusing, but actually there are only 2 ways that you do anything in this class. If you have an assignment that you have written and composed something and you've completed it and you want to submit it, that goes to Canvas. If you are trying to participate in a discussion, that goes to Yellow Dig. So those are the only 2 things that you need to understand for this class. Assignments go to Canvas, discussion goes to Yellow Dig. All right, so hopefully that will help kind of boil it down for you. Please don't email coursework to me unless I have asked you to do so. If you're worried about some kind of technological issue, just take a screenshot and include that in the email to me. Just hold off on submitting assignments to me via email, because usually I just have to ask you to do something else and I can't actually do anything with the thing that you've emailed me. So please don't do that unless I ask you to send it to me. All right, taking an online class is different. It's very different from a face-to-face class. You will find it easier to let it fall to the back burner because you're not having to walk into a room with me staring at you every day. So I am going to encourage you to work really hard on organization and scheduling this week, and I've even put together an assignment that is required so that you can help yourself succeed in this class. However, you are still responsible for making sure that you do put in the time you need to for this class. Consider that in a face-to-face class, you're spending probably 9 to 11 hours on that per week, 3 or so hours of class time per week, plus maybe a couple hours of homework for each class meeting. Expect the same from this class. Though you can do it when you want, it will benefit you to set up a schedule and to set aside time weekly that you commit to completing stuff for this class. I recommend that at a minimum you log on to our Canvas and check your Clemson email at least 3 times weekly. I will check my email daily, usually right around 2 p.m. So you can expect most of your responses from me to come around that time. And I will be most active in the class on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, though I might pop in on Tuesdays and Thursdays to chat on Yellow Dig as well. All deadlines are 11:59 p.m. either Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which is what we're in now, or Eastern Standard Time after we switch over, which I believe will happen in November. Do plan ahead for the unexpected, so don't be trying to click that submit button at 11:59 because things happen, and if the assignment closes, it closes. You won't be able to send it in. Okay, that being said, if you have a problem, please tell me. If you let me know early on that there is something going on, I am much more likely to be able to help you and to intervene before things get totally out of control and before you get super behind and it starts to feel super overwhelming. So always reach out to me and let me know what's going on if you have any kind of issue. I generally respond within 24 hours to an email or a question posted on Yellowdig if you have tagged me. So we've already got a great example of how to use a tag for me on Yellowdig. So check out the Q&A tag. You'll see I've already answered one there. If I don't respond in 24 hours, please feel free to reach out again. I will not be offended by that. And in particular, if you have tagged me on Yellowdig and I haven't responded in 24 hours, it's possible that the notification didn't come through because I've noticed that their email notifications can be kind of spotty. So sometimes I'll get them and sometimes they won't come through at all. So yeah, the Canvas calendar will show you specific due dates, and that is over here. You'll be able to see due dates for this class or any other class that you activate. And I'll talk more about due dates in another video. These are the buttons that we have on our Canvas page, so you can read more about what each button does here. And remaining enrolling in the class indicates that you've read, understand, and will abide by the guidelines set forth in the syllabus. And some things in the syllabus might change, as you know, like I need to put those citations in still. Okay. So overview of the course, you're going to be earning points, and the number of points you earn by the end of the term will align with a certain level of mastery that has a grade value. So if you get 1,120,000 points, that will correspond to an A. Anything there or above will correspond to an A. And you need a minimum of 683,000 points in order to pass the class. These are names of knights who have been on Grail Quest, mostly fashioned on Sir Thomas Malory's La Morte to Arthur, which I will drop little Easter eggs about in Yellowdig periodically throughout the term. But anyway, so note that though you need 1,120,000 points to pass the class, there are actually a total of 1,336,000 points. So you've got like a 200,000 point buffer here. So if you don't score something perfectly, or if you skip a non-required assignment, that is not a huge deal. I'll mostly grade using rubrics as well. So to get your feedback to you most quickly, I will primarily do rubric grading. I'll do more detailed feedback the first time you submit an assignment type. So like the first critical response you give me or the first mini argument you give me. I'll give a little more detail there so that you have a sense of how to change moving forward. Okay, there are very few hard deadlines in this class. So the late penalty, which is 3 points per 24 hours, doesn't usually apply, but note that you cannot submit work after December 6th. Okay, I've talked about you reaching out to me. Please check out the minimum technical skills for this requirement. It is technology heavy. You can find technical assistance through CCIT. Academic integrity. Yes, I expect you to submit your own work. Please don't collaborate with others unless I ask you to do so. Please don't use the internet for your work unless I ask you to do so. And please submit things that you've written for this class. If you want to build on something that you have started in another class, just reach out to me and let me know. I can only communicate with you through your Clemson email, so make sure you're using that to reach out to me. Contact Student Accessibility Services if you have a disability or need an accommodation to assist your learning. They can be super helpful. Here is also a link, a set of links to support services. And be nice. This is a guidelines for online conduct, so be nice. And then I'd like to note everyone is entitled to a non-harassing educational environment. So if you are feeling harassment of some kind, please reach out to either me or any of the people here to help with that. So I will see you in the next video about assignments.